time for the moment. If Haley's hanging around, I don't know if she is. It's the moment you've been waiting for. I'm going to talk about Wicked.
Wicked? Or do they have wickedness thrust upon them? You're green.
I am. Welcome, new students, to Shiz University, Miss Elphaba. You can room with Miss Galinda.
Popular.
You're gonna be popular?
And
Popular?
I'm gonna defy some gravity, and I'm gonna talk about Wicked. Okay, Wicked.
Well, something has changed within you.
So here's the thing, right? Okay, so for me, where to begin with this? Okay, I guess we'll begin with I like this movie, and there's scenes in this movie that are effective, and I enjoyed them, and I like most of the music. I think that I also believe it's too long. And Haley is going to disagree with me on this. I'm sure at some point I will receive an angry comment from her telling me I'm wrong. I think your willingness to change this movie is going to depend on your attachment to it. So I don't have a massive attachment to this movie, to anything in it. So like if you really love the original, you're going to be like, in adaptation, I don't want to see any of this disappear. I want every song to be in this 100% faithfully. And I'm like, to be fair, I've been calling this movie a 3-hour movie. It is not a 3-hour movie. It's like a 2.5-hour movie. Google says it's 2 hour 40, but it's 2 hour 30 with credits. And I think this could be cut to 2 hours, maybe 2:15, 2:10, because there's 2 songs in this. There's the song she sings about how she has a. Okay, here's the thing. This movie and its sequel are one story. And so it feels that way to me. It feels like stuff that feels unnecessary in this movie will pay off in the next movie, so you can't cut it, because if you cut it here, it won't make sense in the next movie. But it fundamentally doesn't add anything to this movie. Like, Elphaba has a love interest that she never gets together with. So her song about how she's into him, you could cut and it wouldn't really take anything away. Or he has a song that kind of goes on forever and you could also cut. The only real use is that they do a reprise, and that's where her and Glinda and Elphaba become friends. That's it. Otherwise, you could maybe shorten it or make it, or just outright cut it. Otherwise, every other song is necessary. They're all the famous ones. But those are the 2 where I'm like, you could cut this. Sorry, so the Jordan, you obviously don't know the plot of Wicked. The plot of Wicked.
I know that it's the Green Witch is at school, and she's getting tormented, and then Glinda is gonna try and make her popular because there's a song about how she's gonna be popular.
Yes. Yes, that's.
And then there's a professor who is an animal, and the students are racist towards him, and it's an allegory for racism.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the broad strokes. No, Elphaba is Elphaba's from Oz, and when the movie opens where they sing a song about her backstory, and her backstory is her mom. She's the daughter of a governor in Oz, a high up political person, and when she was a kid, her mom cheated on her dad with a random traveling salesman, and she was drinking a lot of green potion, a green elixir, and that is implied it's implied that's why Elphaba is green, is because her mom drank this elixir, and so she's born and she's green, and like the lyrics are such in these songs that like they're really, I don't want to say lazy, but like there's a bit where you don't see Elphaba, and they say all of these words that rhyme with green, obviously leading up to the moment, to the punchline where they're like, and she's green! And it's just like really like, I don't know, on the nose is the right word, but like...
She's mean, she has a sheen, she likes to lean, because she's green!
Yeah, not quite like as bad as that, but yeah, that's kind of, yeah. And it made me groan, because I was like, this is silly. And yeah, and so it's like, I thought that the her being green thing, I thought that was, an allegory for racism. Like, for forever. And it's not really an allegory for racism. Her being green is really more akin to like a physical deformity. Like that's kind of how they treat it. They treat it as though it's a they treat it as though it's a physical deformity, not that like anyone could play Alpha. Clearly, the movie makers kind of wanted you to attribute it to a racial thing, but it doesn't play that way in the story. And so yeah, her sister, is a girl in a wheelchair, and she's gonna go to this school, which like, maybe I missed something, but I wasn't entirely clear what this school is.
Sorry.
Yes.
Back the train up.
Yep.
Magic school.
I don't know. That's what I'm kind of
like they're there to learn magic.
I don't know. I think so. It's really confusing because it's called Shiz.
But she's the Wicked Witch,
right?
And Glinda the Good Witch.
Okay.
So presumably magic exists in this world. Is my point.
Sorry, I forgot. Yes, it does. Sorry, I forgot a thing. Sorry, hold on.
Okay,
I'll explain.
Let me. So, but magic exists in this world, and we have a girl in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Okay. There's an explanation for that. Kind of. So
Bonicus Fixicus can't just.
No, because that's not how magic works in this world. Basically, when Elphaba is a kid, she has this innate magical ability, which kind of manifests in her being able to make things levitate. Is kind of how it works. And so she the sister, and it's not initially revealed why the sister is in a wheelchair, but the sister is the one that wants to go to the school, and the Elphaba is dropping her off, and the dad, who hates Elphaba, is like, you have to watch after the sister. And when she's dropping her off, she accidentally does magic, and the head magic teacher is like, I'll teach you how to do magic if you come to the school. But like the only other class you ever see them go to is the goat one that you mentioned, which is a history class. But Elphaba, when she's learning magic, only ever learns it from this one teacher in like private study sessions. And later in the movie, when they're on the verge of becoming friends, Elphaba convinces this magic teacher, played by Michelle Yeoh, to also take Glinda on, and she gives Glinda the Good Witch wand, and that's when she starts to learn magic. So I couldn't tell and hey, Haley or Jake, you can explain in the comments, what exactly is Shiz? Like, maybe I missed something. Maybe I looked down at my phone and I missed something. Like, is Shiz itself a magic school, or is it just like a regular university in Oz that also happens to teach magic? I was kind of lost there. I kind of missed that.
Okay.
But Glinda, when she first shows up, Glinda's whole thing in this movie is she's like awful. That's the kind of the gag. Is she's like an awful mean girl who like is just like passive aggressive and mean to everybody. And
but isn't she supposed to be the good witch?
And that's the bit. It's how basically this movie is also how she becomes the good witch, and that's part of the irony. Is Elphaba starts off as a good, like a quote unquote good guy. I love her. She's super fun. She has a really sardonic, like sarcastic sense of humor. That's just really funny. And yeah, Glinda, she starts off with her name's not Glinda. Her name is Gullinda. And she constantly corrects people. My name is Gullinda. Gali, Gullinda. And she and the goat, played by Peter Dinklage, calls her Gullinda, like says her name like a goat, constantly pronounces her name. And she's like, no, my name's Gullinda. And yeah, the thing is, like, animals are being treated as second-class citizens. They're being told they're not allowed to speak. Like, all the animals talk. And that's the thing with this movie, is like, 1 minute, it's like a movie about these people at the school, and it's a school drama. And then the next minute, there's talking animals. And you're like, it was a weird disconnect for me. But yeah, the animals they're the racist discrimination metaphor where they've been told like they can't speak, and he's a teacher, and he's being told, oh, he's not allowed to teach because he's an animal, and animals are slowly, progressively losing the ability to speak, and something's happening with the animals, and he eventually gets fired and gets physically removed from the school, and so as a way to commemorate him, she changes her name to Glinda. She does she's like, the whole gag is she's super popular and everyone loves her and everyone immediately does what she says. So she does this thing where she really performatively comes out and she's like, in order to do something or to say something, to make a statement about how I feel about the teacher being fired, I am going to change my name to Glinda, as if she's done this like
Big thing,
yeah. And so yeah, Jeff Goldblum is there. He plays the wizard. Eventually, he finds out that Elphaba can do magic, and he invites her to the palace or whatever, and convinces her to basically. He has a spell book and convinces her to read a spell that very painfully gives these monkeys wings, so they become the flying monkeys, and they're just in constant agony from having wings and constant pain. And in that moment, she realizes that it's the wizard who is controlling the animals. And he's like, oh, in order to be in charge, in order to maintain control and power, where he's from, in order to do that, you have to create conflict. So he's created or manufactured the conflict with the animals in order to control them. And that's what causes her to become the Wicked Witch of the West. So like, she's like, I won't hurt the animals. I will fight you. I'm going to rebel. And the bit in the next half is he's the one who convinces the world that she's wicked and evil, even though he's evil.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's honestly, overall, I really liked it. I really did. The bit where they become friends is honestly really effective. I was like, ooh, this is getting me. It's getting me right in my feelings. And the musical numbers are good. It very much like it's a musical that knows how to use the medium of film. Like, you know how we shit all over Dear Evan Hansen for just being like, yeah, the musical number is it's the two of them and they're the only ones dancing. Why are none of the extras dancing? Like this.
Yeah.
This is not that. All of the choreography is great. The musical numbers are great. The music doesn't really overall do anything for me. Still, the only song I really like from it is Defying Gravity, which
what? You don't want to be popular?
No, I wasn't a big fan. I actually, no, that's not true. I like some from the second act. I really like For Good. It's my other favorite one, which wasn't in this movie. And No One Mourns the Wicked. I actually did kind of like that one. But yeah, the rest of them didn't really do anything for me. And also, this movie ruins Defying Gravity. Jake said that was putting it lightly, but it really does. He said that when I did Haley's Wicked podcast. He was like, yeah, it totally ruins that song, which it absolutely does. Because have you've listened to Defying Gravity, right?
I've listened to versions of Defying Gravity.
So basically, the full version of it is like 6-ish. And to be fair, it probably plays out slightly longer on stage. But the record, the CD version of it, it's about 6 minutes long, and it begins with, yeah, she has this falling out with the wizard, and Glinda is like, oh, we need to hear them out. We need to like hear them out on what they have to say, and that's the whole bit. She's like, why did you have to be whatever, fly off the handle and like fight this, you know? And the song is basically her being like, yeah, I'm gonna go be a big evil wicked witch and not care about what anyone has to say, and I'm gonna be free or whatever. And it's broken up by several bits of her, of several kind of duet bits. So the movie decides that song needs to be the entire climax. So it goes from being like a 6-minute song to like a 15-minute sequence where they break up the song in a way that throws off the rhythm.
Oh, that sounds bad.
So, like, they do the first chunk of the song, and then they have a bunch of dialogue, and there's a bunch of action happening, where the guards or whatever are chasing after them, and then they do more of the song, and then, you know the bit where she's like it's a bit like it was all over TikTok. It's the big final bit where she's like she does the big final, and if you care to find me, look to the western sky, and then she does the big that bit. That gets separated where she's like, oh, it's not her you're looking for, it's me, and then she like jumps off of the thing because she tries to cast. The reason why she gives the monkeys the wings is she casts like a flight spell on them, and that's what gives them the wings. So she tries to cast it on herself, and she ends up casting it on a broomstick because the whole thing is over the course of the movie she more and more starts to look like the Margaret Thatcher movie version of the Wicked Witch of the West. And so she at a certain point gets the hat, and then now she has the broom, and she falls off of a ledge as she's about to do the big thing, and for an additional like 2 to 3 minutes it has her falling and like
in slow motion.
And she looks at the broom, which then the broom looks like her as a kid, and so then I guess the metaphor is that the broom is her childhood innocence, I guess. And then she starts to sing it, and then she goes to do the big, and if you care to find me, and then it breaks it up a third time. So it breaks up the song 3 times. And it's like, yeah, this movie could be 10 minutes shorter if you, like, cut the climax down by, like, 5 minutes. It's a climax that goes on forever when the movie's already 2.5 hours long. Like, you didn't need to stretch out this song. It could have been, like, the 6.5 minute with, like, the break for the guards to chase after them. Like, it could have been, like, significantly short. You didn't need the bit where the broom became her. Like, that was unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to that song, and it ruins the pacing. I can't think of a good comparison. Oh, shoot. What's a good comparison? The only good comparison... No.
The only comparison that I can think of that reminds me of what you're describing is Jasmine.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like the Jasmine song, where in the middle of the climax, it just stops so she can sing a song. It's kind of like that. But no, I'm trying to think of like to give you. Okay. Nah, I mean, what's it? Because I was gonna be like, it's kind of like if they broke up Words Fail, but that's what they kind of do in the movie. So, trying to think of a good ending number that would be like, well, they added a big action sequence in the middle of this song. I guess like Who'd I Be from Shrek if they threw in a big action sequence in the middle of that. Twice.
I understand.
Twice. They did it twice. It's weird. It ruins the pacing of that song. It is otherwise sung very, very well. And when she does the big, it's really powerful. And the ending of it is really effective. And not many movie musicals don't usually end on a musical number because not usually. Because they usually don't, they have to do a big action sequence or a big dramatic moment where they talk, so they don't really get to end on a musical number. So it's kind of cool. And I had this thought, and like, if part 1 is the first half and the second part is the second half, would that make this the longest intermission of all time?
Yes, it would.
But like, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Sorry, Haley, it's too long.
So will you be watching the second part in theaters with all the rest of the fangirls?
In theaters, probably not. Generally, yes, I will absolutely watch the second part. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm interested to see, genuinely interested to see where this goes. There's characters who like, I think are going to become the there's one
Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow and the Tin Man, I think.
And the Lion.
I don't know about the Lion, but though, like, and it's the other funny bit is there's a Munchkin who, and I don't know if it's just because Ariana Grande, because he looks short up against other characters, but up against Ariana Grande, which she must be like 4'0". He looks really tall. I think she's pretty short. She's also phenomenal in this. She's so funny. And the funniest thing about this character... Oh, also, it has the best use of the original cast members doing a cameo I have ever seen. Christina Chenoweth and Idina Menzel. They cameo. They sing one of the songs. And like, there's a really, really fun moment where... Because Christina Chenoweth, she played Glinda... and Idina Menzel played Elphaba. And there's a really good moment where they each stand by them, and they each take them off, and they like sing the song with them. That's really, really fun. And it's a really excellent use of them. And it's not like you brought them back and made them play these characters that they're too old to play. It's a really effective use of those of them in a really, really fun extended cameo. That's really quite good.
So, according to Google, Ariana Grande is 5'1".
Really? I would have guessed she was 4 foot nothing. Wow, she's not much. I mean, she's definitely like almost a full 4 foot shorter than me, but she's like yeah. Anyway, this character is really funny though because you know who Kristen Chenoweth is, right? Google her. You definitely do. She was on Glee. She was April on Glee.
Clemenson?
No, Christina Chenoweth. Chen. Maybe Kristen Chenoweth. Kristen Chenoweth.
Stupid. You keep talking while I look.
Yeah, the character is like Ariana Grande plays her in such a way that like I'm like I can picture Kristen Chenoweth playing this character. It's so bizarre. But like the first time I was like, yeah, she's just the way she sings she does this really warbly thing that kind of sounds like I don't know how like operatic almost like warbly kind of thing that Kristen Chenoweth,
her.
yeah, like she sings the way she sings like Christina Chenoweth does in this movie. It was different than how Ariana Grande, because Ariana Grande normally has that really like poppy Beyonce style singing voice, but in this she's doing kind of a more warbly operatic voice. That sounds again like when Kristen Chenoweth sings, she sings like Kristen Chenoweth does, and I thought that was impressive. Cynthia, the woman, I'm bad with her name. Arevo, I'm mispronouncing her name badly, but she's also good, but like she's doing something different than Idina Menzel in a way that worked for me. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was quite good. Jordan, what's your final movie of the week?
My final movie of the week is Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul.
I saw actually quickly before we do Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Foul, I should mention. Sorry. I was stalling at the end there because there was one more thing I wanted to say, which is that we have to mention the Oscars this got nominated for, because Haley was indignant. This is like another question for Haley, because she was indignant about that this didn't get nominated for enough Oscars, but I would argue that it got nominated for like the Oscars it should, and there aren't really any other Oscars I would maybe nominate it for, other than maybe giving Ariana Grande like something, but she's not a lead actor. She would maybe she would get lead, but I don't think she's supporting, because this movie is more about her and Elphaba. I would say she's like co-lead at best, so I don't know what you would nominate her for. But anyway, this got nominated for sorry.
Are you?
How is this? Okay. Actor in a supporting, acting in a leading. Also, in order to compare it to this, another movie that got nominated for a bunch of Oscars is a movie called Emilia Perez, which I won't go into it because I only watched it I made a video about it. It's very bad. All of the musical numbers are bad. There's a really it's got Selena Gomez in it. It's about a drug dealer who pays a lawyer to help him transition into a woman. And
okay.
It's a musical. It's very strange. The first 10 minutes of it are in Spanish. All of the dialogue is in Spanish. All of the music is in Spanish.
Did I blank out and we skipped past my
No. Sorry. I have to tell you about. No, we didn't. Because I'm going to compare it to Wicked, and you have to just bear with me for 1 second. It's a very bad movie. It got nominated for like 24 Oscars, and it's baffling. I don't understand how. And so Haley and Jake were very upset that it got nominated for more Oscars. It's okay, I'll put it to you this way. One of the songs, I wasn't paying attention, I'll look back. One of the songs, the lyrics is literally penis into vagina, vagina into penis, just over and over again.
Sounds classy.
It's very bad. There's a song where they're not really singing so much as they're just talking, and the only reason you wouldn't know it's a song except for the fact that the subtitles had musical notes beside them. It was very bizarre. Anyway, Wicked got nominated. Oh no, okay, so Ariana Grande did. She got nominated for Best Actress in Supporting Role. Cynthia Erivo got nominated for Actress in a Leading Role. It did not get nominated for cinematography. It did not get nominated for costume design. It did not get nominated for directing, which, like, I would make and Jake made a similar argument. I would say, like, it's just kind of adapting a pre-existing thing, and there wasn't really anything in. It was a very great much of, like, a lot of it looked like it was shot on green screen sound stages. So I don't think it visually looked all that interesting enough to get him Best Director.
No, to me, it didn't look any more interesting than Oz the Great and Powerful.
Right, which I'm sure Haley would castrate me for saying that. But yeah, it looks like The Wizard of Oz. It got nominated for editing, which I don't necessarily agree with because, like I said, I think this could be cut and cut by like 10 to 15 minutes. So I don't, but I'm not necessarily for that. It got nominated for Best Makeup, which, yeah, you made her look green. All of the hairstyles look great. And then it got nominated for Original Score, which that makes sense. It didn't get nominated for Best Original Song because there is no original song in that movie. It's all songs from the play or from the musical. They didn't do an original song for this one, so it doesn't get Best Original Song. So I'm like, other than I guess maybe Best Director, what else would you give it? It already has all the awards that just kind of make sense.
Is there not a category for Best Musical?
No, not that. Best Score and Best Music are the category for Best Musical. Best Song
Then
and
no.
Best Score.
Then I wouldn't say that there is anything.
You typically not enough musicals come out to like warrant that. And yeah, the Amelia Perez got Best Director, and I'm like, nah, there were better movies than this.
I understand.
But yeah, sorry. You know, the thing you said that you were going to do next. Hey everybody, it's NCAR Justin here. Let me know down in the comments how many Oscars did Wicked win or not win. Also, I'm sorry. Feel free to tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. Anyway, if you would like to see the full podcast that this video is from, you can click the video on the left. Otherwise, if you would like to see a random video that YouTube's going to suggest for you, you can click the box on the right. Otherwise, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a like if you could, it really helps us out. And we'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night, everybody.